Hi everyone, it's Catherine from Thinker Blue. This week on the blog, I wrote about Meghan Markle and Prince Harry and the baby that they're expecting this year. Certainly, they're facing a ton of scrutiny as a royal couple about to produce a royal baby. And so I was talking on the blog this week about the importance of carving out your own path when it comes to parenting and how easy it is to kind of get on the path that it seems everyone else is on and to succumb to all the pressures that modern day parenting is filled with, especially in this strong social media culture. So, the staying on your own parenting path is just one of 8 ways that I recently wrote about as 8 ways to mentally prepare for your baby when it's a gender surprise. And this is called the Gender Surprise Handbook. So, the one that I want to talk about today quickly is the number 4. So, number 4 is avoiding the comparison game early. This is really hard to do when you're a new parent because you start to feel like you're doing everything wrong or you're just not sure if you're doing anything right. So, we go to social media to find out the answers to weird things that our children or babies are doing to try to figure out if you're sort of, on the right path or not. But the problem with this is that it often takes away from our gut feeling. So I want to just share with you 2 stories today about how the comparison game crept into my life as a new parent. One was when my child was a newborn, we had a difficult time with breastfeeding and did lots and lots of things to try to make it easier. But the reality is, it was so difficult that we had all these, strange positions that it was something I wasn't that comfortable doing in public. So, I'd go to work and to family's house, but other than that, there were very few places that we would go, like, stores or cafes or on little activities and adventures because I didn't feel like I could really do it well in public and felt very self-conscious about how it looked. And every once in a while, I would look around and see other new mothers nursing their new babies what it looked like seamlessly. And I would think to myself, why can't it be that easy for us? Why is it that difficult? And the second instant is when my child was about 2 years old. We had a very difficult time with transitions. And when we'd go to the playground or some other outing that required a lot of physical energy, that was pretty much all we could do in one morning. Then we would go home and rest and, eat. But I was always amazed when we would meet up with other parents who, after the playground would be doing a couple more errands with their child before heading home because my kiddo just could not handle that. And for a while I started to think, why can't we do that too? What's wrong with me that we can't figure this out? Or what's wrong with my kid that we can't handle those kinds of errands together? But what I realized is that we're all different. And me acknowledging my child's limitations and strengths is very important for her success and for just our surviving on a daily basis. So, I use those illustrations to say that avoiding the comparison game is something that we struggle with, I think, from pregnancy all the way until our children are adults. And the one way that I find it's helpful to combat this tendency is a little mantra that I repeat to myself every once in a while. And it is, her different choices do not invalidate mine. And I use her to refer to another parent, but it could be a parent of any gender. But their different choices do not invalidate mine. Every family is so different. We all have our own dynamics in terms of when we wake up and when we eat and when we play and how we interact with each other, when we choose to have family time and when we need to be doing other things. Every family is so different that it's really useless to compare ourselves to each other. So, you know, my advice to new parents, which again you can find in the Gender Surprise Handbook, is to cut yourself lots of slack, especially in those early days with the choices that you're making. But part of this, in avoiding the comparison game, is also recognizing our own judgments of other parents. We all do it. We're all guilty of it. But when we judge other parents, that contributes to the comparison game. So, so my suggestion is, not only to be, strong and confident with your own choices, but to constantly remind yourself when you're about to judge another parent's choices that they're doing their best and they're doing what works for them. So thanks for joining today for this live. If you are interested in downloading the Gender Surprise Handbook, which really is targeted toward expectant and new parents, but some of these gems can help parents at any stage of the game. Go to thinkerblue.com/gendersurprise. And also wanted to wish you a happy International Women's Day. Have a great day. Bye.